Alright guys, welcome back to another reaction video. We are going to react to another Ref Says Desu video. Wokest game ever instantly fails. I think this is about what's the game? Like something with dust, I cannot remember. I've seen a few clips on Twitter, some of which are quite ridiculous. I think there is a scene with a robot where like the robot says he has no gender. Silly. Let's just watch this.
Hey, what's up guys, Rip here. So over the
Hey,
past
Ref.
couple of days since its release on the 19th, a lot of people have been talking about Black Myth Wukong. However, don't let the success of
That game looks so good. Watching it is super fun. I wish I could play it. I just don't have the means to play it. Yeah, it looks great. I find it sad that people compare it a little bit to Elden Ring, because it's like I would say it's not a Souls-like. It has some similarities, like difficulty, but aside from that, I wouldn't call it a Souls-like. Yeah. Also, before I forget it, if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. It would be a huge help to the channel. I'm trying to grow this channel, and yeah, you do me a huge favor. You'd make me a really happy man if you'd click that like and subscribe button. Thank you for your support. Let's continue.
this game distract you from the fact that just one day later, another very impressive game was released. I'm of course talking about Game of the Year potential here.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Dustborn. So a lot of people have been talking about this, including some reviews.
Also, Wukong is really successful. It is one. It is the. Is it one of the? Is it the most played single player game on Steam? I don't know if it has taken over, like, if it is like more successful than Elden Ring player wise. And then people were crying, making fun about it, that it dropped like in like players. Yeah, the Asians don't need sleep. Who needs sleep?
Viewers at IGN who gave this
Seven
a
and
7
eight.
out of 10 rating.
Wait.
Just 1
Wait.
point lower than
This horrendous shit got a 7. And Black Myth Wukong got an 8. This is insane.
Black Myth Wukong's
Like, it's
8
not
out of 10
bad,
rating
but
from IGN,
the
so it must
7
be a pretty
is
good game,
like,
right?
yeah, no.
Well, no. There's a reason why this game has gotten the label the wokest game ever, and I have to agree with that.
True, and real. Yeah, it is just the wokest game on earth. Literally.
With a title like that, it completely flopped. Dead on arrival, terrible release. And before we talk about the details of this game, I just want to make a little editorial note here. I have never seen a game with a digital footprint that is as cooked as Dustborn, okay? You go to any social media platform right now, and they're making fun of this game. I feel like if you went to MySpace, you would see people making fun of Dustborn right now. So what is this game? Well, here is the description on Steam. Dustborn is a single-player, story-driven action-adventure game about hope, love, friendships, robots, and the power of words. You play Pax, Exile, Con Artist, Anomal with the ability to weaponize language.
Millennial writing is so shit. Zoomers, please. I speak to you as a Zoomer. We need to make better media. This is horrendous.
Looking for a new life and a way out, Pax has been hired to transport an important package from Pacifica to Nova Scotia across the justice-controlled American Republic. Sounds like a legit reason for a road trip, right? So basically they go on, yada yada yada, and they say you're playing the role of a group of punks who are fighting back against the tyrannical American.
Then this sounds like one of the new Borderlands
Regime, and you're fighting them with words, because that's super punk rock and awesome.
Was it
and cool.
Borderlands?
But anyways,
I don't even know.
You see this section here about weaponizing language, and boy howdy were they not misleading you with that. It is the main feature they're trying to sell you on with this game. So here the section underneath says, the power of words. Words have power, like actual power. Fight with shouts and use Vox in conversations to manipulate people and talk your way out of hairy situations. Craft new words and learn to wield a lingual arsenal against enemies and friends. Ooh, is that a little...
I mean, the idea does not sound bad. I wouldn't call the idea behind such a combat system does not sound bad. In the right hands, this could have been utilized probably really well.
A little foreshadowing to the story here, keeping me on the edge of my seat here. But
Yeah,
anyways,
I'm
yeah,
almost
this is
falling from the
a
chair.
real feature in this game, and
Like,
this is
nah.
really what happens when you're terminally online and don't have real problems. You end up with something like this. But there's two things they
I disagree. This could have been used really well. This could have been a well utilized combat system. It's just that it is just not in the right hands.
promote this game with, right? They have the description, then they show this, and then the only other thing they show you is a diverse cast of characters. So basically,
Okay,
that's all
so
they have
we
to.
got. I mean, the dude looks quite well. A robot, another robot. Gray skin, blonde hair, femboy. What is this? Like the three in the last row, in the second row, are all like androgynous blobs. But I like the robot, the robots, and the guy in the top corner, the top left corner. But the three down there are
To
horrible
bring to the
looking.
table that there's words being used as weapons and a diverse cast of characters. Like, that's great. But anyways, who made this, right? Who is behind this? Well, it is a
Oh god.
Norwegian indie studio named Red Thread Games. Now, what is their motivation for creating Dustborn? Well, we know based
Can't be
on a
good.
representative who revealed that this game was largely inspired by the election of
That should not be the reason why you make a game. You make a game because you have a creative vision. Oh, hey. I want to go back to like the 2008, 2009, 2010 to my 7, 8, 9-year-old me and play like silly games. Play like The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, Pokemon Colosseum, like Dragon Quest 8. Who wants this shit? Who wants to play this shit? Who is asking for this? I think it's like the same problem with Concord. Concord is essentially dead. Like, it is actually dead.
Donald Trump. Yes, the 2016 American presidential election was the inspiration for this game.
Imagine it takes 8 years to somewhat put that into a game. 8 years. Wait, let me read that. I want to read that actually. So it was inspired by the Donald Trump election from 2016, by the way. That's 8 years back. As game developers, we wanted to tell a story that felt relevant and thematically timely. The 2016 election was 8 years ago. This is not relevant and it is not even thematically timely. With a cast of characters that could more accurately represent our player base and the setting. I hardly believe that you even have a player base, considering how much how flop this game will flop, and hopefully have some positive impact on the world, in addition to being an entertaining game. They shared? Well, if nobody plays that game, nobody cares. You're gonna have hardly an impact. Black Myth Wukong will have an impact because it's gonna change how we view Chinese developers, and they have absolutely delivered. They have delivered absolutely. This is a Chinese AAA game. They have absolutely delivered. And honestly, I'll be real. I do not like that the Chinese take over the gaming industry. But if they give me what I want, why would I care if these Western devs essentially die out? I wouldn't care. I get what I want.
These people got so mad about Trump getting
That's
elected.
the same situation with the localizers. Do I want localizers being replaced? No. I want them to do their job, so they can stay. But they refuse to do their job. Some of them refuse to do their job. And if they get replaced by AI, I do not care.
That they made this game based off of it.
Same goes for
Wokest.
Wokest.
Okay? This game was literally born of Trump derangement syndrome. Let that sink in. And look at...
True and real. Imagine if a politician pushes you to make a horrible ass game. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Why would you do that?
The effect on art when basically that is the primary motivation you're working on a game. It turns out to be a pretty bad product. Now, let's go to the 20th. This is the official release date.
This looks like $10 Life is Strange. Literally. This looks like a bootleg version of The Sims. True and real.
Of Dustborn. So you can see the official launch trailer was
It is literally born from dust.
77,000 views. That's pretty solid, but you'll notice it only has 500 likes. That is a very
I want to see the dislikes.
low amount of
Come on,
likes
ref.
for that many views. And it's because people are clowning on this game. These are just the first comments that show up. I'm not
pronouns are
these
bankrupt
loss.
Ones.
So let's read a few of them.
I want to
My
read.
pronouns
Stop.
are
I want to read them myself. My pronouns are bankrupt and loss. I'm getting my wife's boyfriend bought me this game vibes. Damn, even Suicide had more players. Suicide Squad. Suicide also has more players. That came out so wrong. Oh, that came out so wrong. More comments on here than players on Steam. All the swearing in the trailer, it's like a middle school kid trying to prove they're tough. Insane.
Bankrupt/loss. I'm getting my wife's boyfriend bought me this game vibes. Damn,
that is
even
wild.
Suicide Squad had more players. More comments on here than
these
players
comments
on
have
Steam.
more likes
All
than the video.
trailer, it's like a middle school kid trying to prove they're tough. And they weren't kidding with this section right here about more comments on here than players on Steam, because here's the official results.
Holy dead. Murder. Dead. 45 playing 17 minutes ago. 24-hour peak was 75. All-time peak was 76. Okay. Yeah, this game is dead.
Yeah.
This is a dead game.
Out at 76 players. They could barely fill a corner of a cafeteria with that peak number of players. It's absolutely insane. This is
like what?
Horrible flop. Total waste of time. And also, there are some scenes of this game that are going viral on Twitter.
I would say that this is, in fact, too like classroom at best. Oh my god!
How just outrageous they are. So
this is horrible.
This is like a 9-second clip. I just want
impossible
you guys
to
watch a
parody.
small sample of
Oh
what
my
you
god!
can see in Dustborn.
Fella you're with, the black kid, dresses like a writer. Does he know anything?
Trigger. I am dying from second-hand embarrassment.
You are racist.
This is like the second or third time I've said this week. We are living in a South Park parody. In fact, I think reality is starting to get even more ridiculous than the South Park parodies, because this whole triggered function is literally what they had in South Park: The Fractured But Whole, with the microaggression function. Like, it's literally a joke. Like, I can't think of anything that really captures the modern
Trigger.
Western gaming industry than this right here. This is the consequences of allowing studios like this to create games unquestioned for so long, and the fact that games journalists and those like them have been promoting this stuff.
This is ridiculous.
Joke. This took years to produce, and this is the outcome, and it's really, really embarrassing and rightfully getting dunked on across social media.
Nah, they probably finished this in like 2 years and let it sit around and let it collect dust for like 6 more.
How just outlandish this whole thing is.
What the
and on top
fuck
of that, some
am
people
I
are playing
watching?
and giving reviews and
Yeah,
hats off to
I saw the clip, the robot clip. I saw that from Savvy. Exactly.
Savvy here, who really went through the grinder to give a fair review of this game. She played for 7 hours. She dedicated 7 hours and probably years.
She probably changed her hair color, started speaking differently. And now it's just like this game can probably turn somebody woke if you play it. 7 hours of this shit. How did she survive that?
Years of her
This
sanity
is like
to give a review.
gaming brain
and
rot.
she points out here, I mean, obviously she says it's garbage, it's a bad game, but she also points out that real tax dollars funded this game.
Wait, what? That is insane. This was funded by
sue the government
money.
And she's not lying. Like many other DEI initiatives and woke games, this was funded by the government. They got
$100,000. This was supported by the EU.
€150,000 for this game. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine your tax dollars going to this nonsense. I would be livid if I found out that that's where my tax dollars are going. That's what's happening in many different countries with these studios that are using these DEI initiatives and getting government funding as a result. But on top of that, I just want to pause and
there are
read
some
the
reviews. Nice.
On Steam. There's a dichotomy.
Let me show
show
me the reviews.
You have the most positive review, which is also rated the most funny review, and then a recent post. Okay, let's do the positive one. It says, I like the story and the comic book art style. I really wish these types of games would let you reload and try different dialogue options. Every type of Western adventure game I played only has one save file, and it's really difficult to go back to certain points and make a different choice. Japanese visual novels had this figured out 20 years ago. Why is this so difficult to implement? Now let's read the most recent review.
Why recommend it?
This game completely changed my life. After only 10 minutes of playing, I started to question not only my own gender, but also developed a taste for pudgy women with blue-dyed hair.
Pudgy women with blue-dyed hair? There is no way this is real.
Quit my job and now spend all day doing nothing but playing Dustborn, watching The Acolyte, and waiting for the communist revolution. Also gave me monkeypox. 10 out of 10. Would buy again. Phenomenal. That was some poetry right there. But you get the point. A lot of people are clowning on this game. But you know who's not clowning on this game?
A 7?
Who, like I said earlier in the video,
it has a 7. IGN. It has a 7. Why does Wukong have an 8?
This game, a 7. A pretty solid score. A 7 out of 10. Compare that again to their 8 out of 10 that they gave Black Myth Wukong.
I'm dying.
That is
I'm literally dying.
Like
I wanna
right here. Like IGN should cease to exist.
I wanna jump off
from these two games
from like a
having them so close is
10th
unreal.
floor
It is
building.
unreal. It just shows the unbelievable level of bias in games journalism, because how do you give this nonsense a score that's anywhere near Black Myth Wukong? But anyways, this game
in game 18
absolute disaster, and it really shows that, you know, putting all this woke stuff, this virtue signaling and all this into your games produces a product that's not only bad, but one that the modern audience doesn't even show up for. Where is the modern audience, by the way?
They are not how do I put this? The modern audience does not exist yet. They will create that modern audience because the majority of people will eventually take this because you cannot escape it anyway. They are creating that modern audience. It does not yet exist, but they're working on it.
Everyone talks about that and how they want to cater to the modern audience. Well, guess what? The modern audience isn't here. They're not showing up. They want you to
does not
build
exist
games
yet.
a certain way that suits their agenda, but they don't actually play the games. That's the funniest part. They pander to these people who don't even support them in the end. They just want virtue signaling points on places like Twitter by acting like they care about certain things and putting it into their game.
And that sweet ESG money.
They're trying to impress. They don't care anyways. They don't even tune in. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topic.
Imagine how much bank this game could have made if you removed all the woke stuff, kept the combat system. You'd have a somewhat unique game. You'd have a somewhat unique game that could have found a niche for people to play. Like a niche player base. But instead you decided that you should base it on like 2016 elections, which are 8 years back. They're not timely, they're not like important anymore. And you decided that it would have been a great idea to just put your politics into it. Instead of making a good game. Again, I like the idea of like a combat system where you use, instead of fighting, you use words. That could have been like turned into a great, like, that could have been great. That could have worked really well. But instead you decided to make this garbage. Also, I'm gonna like this video. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.